first ate sushi in the beautiful but landlocked state of Idaho in 1998. It's a very strange start to what became a very expensive habit. And I won't pretend that I'm the only one in here that's ever eaten it. What I do want to do is share, not necessarily some don'ts, but some do's that you may or may not be aware of that are rooted in the culture of sushi. It's been around a lot longer than we have. Let me stress that I'm not here to tell you that you're doing anything wrong. Food is very personal. We all like what we like. And if you take nothing away from this, that's okay too. I just hope it's entertaining. So, teeny tiny bit of history. Sushi's actually not from Japan. It started in the northern region of Southeast Asia, where the local folks were using rice and salt to preserve their fish, which took a year. It was very expensive. So, things progressed along to where we are today. Irrashaimase, the traditional welcome that you'll hear in some sushi bars around Portland. Sushi's huge here. I think you've got something like 50 places you can go. So, step into your favorite, sit at the bar, make nice with the chef. The chef knows what's going on. The chef can answer your questions about that weird stuff like natto and uni. The chef's not your date though. Try to keep the sports scores kind of talk to a minimum. This is the one that always throws me. In what restaurant is it okay to go in and ask if something's actually fresh? This is a strange one. Assume that everything's fresh. Ask what's recommended, rather. Additionally, you're gonna probably have something else other than sushi, a miso, water. Get with your server on this, let your server take care of you, let the chef really focus on making just stuff like this. And know that this is finger food. Traditionally, this was eaten with the hands from carts. The tamaki up here on the left is actually a hand roll. Throw your chopsticks down, eat all of this with your hands. But let's be realistic. Some of the sushi bars in town are going to give you the cheap-ass chopsticks that splinter. It's okay to roll them between your hands, just, try to do it under the counter if you must do it. You know that when you eat sushi in a large group, you get the big platter, everything's in the same place. If everybody at the table is cool with cooties, then dive right in. If not, though, just flip your sticks around and use the fat ends to grab what you want, and then just flip them back before you start eating. So anybody who's had sushi actually fall apart in their tray has probably figured out that soy sauce is actually meant for your fish and not for your rice. So try just dipping a little bit of the fish in there and letting the flavor of the sushi come through. Same with wasabi. This is actually not traditionally served in Japan. It's up to the chef to kind of balance how much wasabi to how much fish. We do have this tendency to muck that all up, but just try without, no pressure at all. This is one thing I am going to push you guys on if you do one thing from this presentation tonight. Flip your fish upside down. This is how it's actually meant to be eaten. It lets the fish really just melt on your tongue. You will thank me later, trust me on that one. Additionally, the spicy stuff and the mackerel, the really strong stuff, it's going to kind of knock your taste buds out. So try starting with your shrimp, your snapper, your light stuff, and moving on up. Ginger can also clear your palate in between bites. Another cool thing about ginger, you can use it as like a paintbrush to put soy sauce on those things you really can't flip upside down. Sake is the traditional beverage since about the 1930s, which, sake's made of rice, sushi's made of rice, kind of makes sense. Try a beer though. There's complementary flavors in there. It kind of switch it up a little bit. Stay with the light, crisp kind of beer. It's not really Guinness time if you really want to enjoy your sushi. There's something you can ask for from the chef. It's called omakase. It's just letting the chef decide what you're going to eat through your whole meal based on what's really special. If you're a cheapskate, though, check on this. This is about 50 to 80 bucks a person. So it might be the best way to impress your date. Hard to say. Do you guys know about this, the poisonous sushi, fugu? This is real. I think every state actually prohibits it other than New York, and it will kill you in 30 minutes if it's not prepared right. So, at your own risk. I know I just told you to drink beer and now I'm telling you not to burp, but it's actually considered impolite in Japanese culture, unfortunately. No one's going to get offended by a really big tip, though. And finally, California rolls are great. Have sushi, get started, but branch out a little bit, because the worst thing you're gonna do is lose $3 or $4. Thanks.